So today I wanted to do a quick follow-up on the video I did about electric pumps. In that first video, I covered the right engine airbox. People asked me, hey, is there a cheaper option out there? 2Pump reached out to me. They said, hey, do you want to get a sample unit? Do you want to give it a test and put them side by side? And I said, yes, they don't have any influence over the video. And so today I just wanted to test both of these pumps and see if there's a cheaper alternative out there for people who want to get into electric pumps. So in terms of the pros and cons really quickly, they're basically very, very similar units. They're portable, they're not too heavy, they're good for travel. They can pump up a ton of equipment. I can usually get 3, 4, 5 kites, sometimes an inflatable wingboard. I can get a few wings. And so you're not going to run out of air in most of your sessions. They're USB powered, so you've got that with you when you're traveling, which is really nice. I like the fact that they're so physically small. They take up less space than a regular pump in a suitcase. And then in terms of the downsides, really, the only thing that I don't like is that they use proprietary nozzles. I'd rather just use a regular hose that I could buy anywhere and replace. And both of these units have similar problems in terms of switching between the high volume and high pressure engines. They both have 2 engines in here. I think when they hit about 1 PSI, they'll switch over to the high pressure one. And sometimes they get into this weird state where it gets confused and it switches back and forth. And it obviously just pumps things up a little bit slower. Both of these you can just reset by holding 2 buttons down. You hold the, I think the plus and minus button at the same time. It'll reset that sensor. So it's not a huge problem, but it's annoying. And then the last thing is they're loud. You know, it's louder than a regular pump. So both of those things happen to be true in both of these situations. And so, cool, let's get into the side-by-side comparison. I'm going to pump up a 12-meter 3-strut core Nexus kite, and then we'll pump up a 5.5-meter Armstrong A-frame wing, just to kind of have 2 points of comparison. In terms of physical differences, you see there's a cover, there's like a plastic cover on the right engine. I'm assuming inside it's very similar. There's a kind of a firm rubber handle on this one, whereas here there's just a strap of material, nylon, which I think this is better for packing down in a suitcase, and I think this might be maybe a little bit more sand resistant with this extra cover or water resistance, even though there's some air pockets on the back. Everything else looks the same. I've left both of these overnight in rain, and they've both survived. $226. Okay, it's 210. $341. $429. And so, yeah, there you can see it. In both of these situations, the airbox performed a little bit better. I'll put the exact math down below. In my eyes, I don't think it matters that much. If you're pumping up your kite, walking away to work on other things, 10, 20 seconds isn't going to make a difference. And I think the cost savings are important. So I'll put the price for the ride engine down below, and then I'll put the price for the 2Pump so that you can see side by side. I love to support kite-specific brands when I can, but when it's so much more expensive, I get that a lot of people want a more cost-effective option. So if I forgot anything, leave it in the comments down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching.